Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Kill10Rats. Welcome back to Bloodlines. While we feast our eyes on this particularly appealing example of the male body, we shall quickly revisit what we have to do. We seem to be in a position that we can now either pursue the main quest for Therese and go to the diner, or we can pursue Kirkpatrick's quest to check out our neighbor, actually, in our apartment building. One word in advance though, the uploads for this series haven't been coming quite as quickly as I wanted them to, and part of the reason for that is that I have used, or rather wasted, quite a bit of the time I've set aside for recording this on trying to make the lore videos that I initially mentioned at the top of the playthrough in a somewhat watchable fashion, and I don't know whether it's my editing skills or lack thereof or what it is, but I never really like the end product. In the end, it's always just something where I feel like, why would anyone watch this? So I feel like I'm getting close to abandoning the idea altogether and just weaving in a little bit more lore information during the playthrough in stretches where I'm just walking down the road or whenever, with like whatever comes to mind and whatever I feel warrants talking about.
Looking for a date?
So essentially, just, you know, as a heads up, I haven't really forgotten about this, or I haven't really, you know, slowed down on this series. It's just that it sort of
Let's go somewhere.
came together to not really work out the way I had planned, which partly, of course, has something to do with inexperience and me being rather new at this, and sort of getting a little bit in over my head when I planned on making these additional lore vids, which I just don't feel like, I don't know, I don't feel they have any merit on their own. I think it's better suited if I put it in the playthrough. Yeah, we'll just abuse the rampant prostitution in Santa Monica a little more. And actually, hang on. He did not see us there. And I think no one else did, so we'll just use the opportunity to top up. Thank you. That was rather good, because I feel like, you know, considering how these two are always sort of like a seesaw, one goes away, one pops up, and they're not really very positively disposed towards each other, shall we say. I feel like there is a half-decent chance that this will become a little bit unpleasant now. So I'd rather have blood, and I'd rather be prepared, and I'd rather also get the purge going here, because I feel like we might be in a position where we need to make a few people throw up blood a bit. Okay, yeah, that doesn't look suspicious at all. The diner is completely empty. There's completely new people. And by the way, it seems to be that whenever someone says something, it's always Sabbath thug, like in the text up there. That's a bug, I would surmise, because that's definitely not Sabbath thugs, and neither was just about everyone else we've met so far. It's just a bit of a weirdness. Now, let's see. Ooh, God. Freeze, motherfucker. Yeah, okay. Right. Hey guys. How about you throw up a little and I make you fall down a little? Yeah. I thought so. You did? I think you did. Oh, you're alive. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to overlook you. I wanna... Yeah, this is a half-decent way to get rid of you and conserve some blood. This seems to be related to the brawl feat somewhat, and yeah, there we go. That wasn't so bad, and we have a shotgun now. Where's this guy? Hey dude, I'm actually... Sorry, but... You know... Sort of have to do this. What? I was trying to preserve the Masquerade people. Oh, really? That's a bit annoying. I mean, this guy just saw me drain someone dry. Oh well. Let's see where this leads.
I'm terribly sorry about that. My sister was just furious about your refusal to take part in her designs, so she sent those men to kill you. But I'm going to make sure it never happens again. Drop by. We'll take care of this tongue business. She's crazy! Help!
Yeah. Right, let's see if our brain wipe does anything in this situation, because I feel like we should be able to somehow get out of this. Otherwise we'll have to reload again, because... Are you immune to this, or... Yeah, you seem to be. Yeah, I have to say this is not brilliantly implemented, how this works. For one, there was no witness, and for another, you know, it sort of made sense from a role-playing perspective to kill this guy, because... he saw me bite someone in the neck and make them very dead. So now we'll have to do this all over again. Apologies for that. Did not count on the game being a little bit bad in that particular aspect. Excuse me, fellas. Could you just hold still for a second? Oh, this guy isn't holding still at all. Okay. I need blood, I need blood. I need more blood. Definitely slightly irritating mechanic there, not the most, you know. I hesitate to say realistic, but at least it's not great. Let's just, for RP purposes, just go and do this instead. Okay. Now you forgot everything, even though I don't have Dominate 3. Oh, he actually did. That's cool. Okay.
I'm terribly sorry about that. My sister was just furious about your refusal to take part in her designs, so she sent those men to kill you. But I'm going to make sure it never happens again. Drop by. We'll take care of this tongue business. She's crazy! Help!
Well, considering Ben is a bit of a smartass and also... apologies, a bit of a smarmy guy, I feel like there should have been an option to make something more of her saying taking care of tongue business, but hey. Okay. I was a bit worried for a moment there because I was hearing those sirens. So like, okay, is this just scripted into the game? Because I really can't remember. Okay, I feel like this isn't a friendly invitation, so we should probably be on our guard again. But we have a fair bit of blood, we didn't take any aggravated damage, and we still have our blood buffs going and everything, so we should be fine. We also got some more experience. Maybe we should start on our seduction path now, so we don't have to always go for, you know, paid attention or paid affections when it comes to feeding. And I also don't really want to spend copious amount of time waiting for passers-by to feel the pull of their bladder and just, you know, stalk around town looking for that. It's a bit inefficient, I guess, so I'd rather try it through dialogue. What do we actually have here? We have 3, so we could go into subterfuge, or we could wait and go into appearance. I think I want to go into subterfuge because it fits the character a little better anyway. And appearance maybe later, but I think we'll just see where this gets us. Maybe first order of business should also be to now find out whether we can actually seduce effectively now in dialogue options, that would be helpful. Now.
You. I'm really sorry it had to end this way. I truly am. You seemed promising, but you've been tainted by the stink of my sister's schemes. And now, I'm going to make sure she never double-crosses me again. Don't listen to her. She'll kill us both. Save me and I'll help you find Bertram. I swear. Shut up, Jeanette! I warned you to stay away from Tongue. He's turned you against me. I always looked out for you, but you couldn't stand my success. You had to meddle, didn't you? I didn't want it to end like this, but you forced me. You never gave me any credit for anything, Therese. I was the one calling the shots. Bertram was dancing on my leash. How does it feel to know that I beat you?
Yeah, there is now sort of necessity to I'd like you to envision the Pixie song "Where's My Mind" playing in your heads while you watch this, because it's a bit Fight Clubby now. So yeah, no surprise at all. The Malkavian actually has a split personality, and there is no Jeanette and Therese as two individual bodies. There's just two personalities. And we seem to have a dialogue option that I think has something to do with our persuasion, because I did remember that bit from years and years ago, that if you were to go down the persuasion route, you can actually resolve this somewhat more satisfactorily as than you would be able to if you do without. Why are you both fighting?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore. Do you realize that despite her condition, she still fornicates with kind, no less? So despicable. So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little girl? Do you want to know just how depraved the Baron of Santa Monica can be? Shut up, Jeanette. You'd love the world to think you're a saint. When you thought I was asleep, I used to hear Father come in at night. I heard him whisper how much he loved you in your ear before he... Don't finish that sentence, or you're dead.
Yeah, and there we have the reason for the personality split, I suppose. Both of you stop.
Don't you want to hear what happened? How she became the pillar of the community she is today? Shut up. Just shut up!
I think as far as Ben is concerned, the reason I'm going for this sort of reconciliatory route here isn't because I particularly want to help them. It's more like either one or the other wins, and that means there is a large chance that they'll end up hating us for, as much as they hate each other, getting rid of the respective sister. And in the end, it might come back to bite us in the ass. But if we actually manage to reconcile them somehow, we have not one but two vampires in our debt that are sort of unaware that each other exists. So we're definitely going to go with 3. Stop it right now, both of you.
Don't try and stop me. I've had to overlook her treachery, her seduction, relations with my enemies, and the consequences of it. But I won't endure her any longer. Endure me? Dear sister, you've done everything you could to smother me. You love to bury me in your closet, along with all your other skeletons. I'm the good girl. You're the wicked one. You've done nothing but plot against me, when I had our best interests at heart. And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me? Taken care of me. You've done nothing but keep me down, blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten.
If you both want to continue to exist, you're going to have to live with each other. Oh, that's a smug little smile up there. Yeah, if you both want to continue to exist, you're going to have to live with each other.
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you.
Both of you have been working against the other. Together you'd be a power. That's definitely true. If it wasn't for Jeanette, I'd be on my way to Tongue right now. Yeah, we're gonna go with 3 again. Both of you have been working against the other. Together you'd be a power.
I don't think that's possible. How could I ever think to trust her again? Trust me? Who could trust you after what happened with Father Dearest? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
That's all in the past. Forget about it.
Father came home drunk one day and mistook me for Therese. Because I'd fallen asleep in her bed. Don't listen to her. She's lying. Therese walked in while he was there, and she saw me lying with him, and so she went to the closet and pulled out his hunting shotgun, loaded it with deer shot, and blew his mind out all over the silly clown wallpaper. That's a lie. Father killed himself because of Jeanette. She made him miserable. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face.
That's pretty dark, but it's the world of darkness, so hey. No matter what happened, you two need each other to move on.
Why? How will this time be any different?
Because I don't think you could live without the other. You're both crazy, that's why. Think of how powerful you could both be. It probably won't. Go ahead and kill each other. I don't think you could live without the other. I actually genuinely do.
I'd be better off without her. Have you been paying attention? Oh, yes, Therese. Without me, you'd be free to remake this city in your own image. It'd be the first beachfront morgue.
Then you should do it because of the power working together would... because... There's a what missing in that sentence, I feel. You should because of what the power of working together would get you, or something like that.
Therese doesn't like to share. Jeanette's irresponsible. She's undependable. A venture like mine requires class and distinction, which is something a pigtailed, face-painting harlot does not lend very well. You do have a way with words, sister. You're right. I'm not in the same class, am I? I mean, murderers are so respectful these days.
Jerry. Therese, let Jeanette have more responsibility. Jeanette, stop sabotaging her sister's plans. Now we have to sort of take a side, which I'm not really comfortable with. But go ahead and kill each other is probably not the best bet. But I think letting Jeanette have more responsibility would actually strengthen them both.
More responsibility? So that she can ruin every opportunity I give her? Of course. You're the only one who can secure zoning permits and shake hands. I'd never be able to keep up.
And Jeanette, stop sabotaging your sister's plans.
But I only do it for attention and out of love. You do it because you're vindictive and jealous, and you deserve it.
If you call a truce and run this place equally, there is no need to kill each other.
If she would stop treating me like a child, if she would start behaving like a rational adult.
You both must have gotten along at one time.
Yes, there was a time. When I was a child, I didn't have many friends. I suppose Jeanette was the only one. We never did get to go out of the house much. Father wouldn't allow us. He said we'd get hurt, so we stayed inside and we imagined our own worlds. And we spent so much time there together, ruling over those places. Those were happier times, before we grew apart.
Through the power of Dungeons and Dragons, I bring you together. You don't really want to kill each other, do you?
I never did. No, I guess I don't. Jeanette, if I were to offer you equal control in Santa Monica, would you quit consorting with Tongue? I'll stop working against you with him. But since I've got him in my pocket already, there's no reason for me not to pay him a little visit once in a while, when he can be of use. That's not a bad plan. There's just one more thing. I want to be in charge of Santa Monica, but only publicly. I want you to continue to convince others that our relations are strained. That way, we know who our enemies are. I agree.
Oh my god, what have I done? Give me the gun, Therese.
Take it. I'd hate to look at it again and think of what almost transpired. I suppose now that Jeanette and I have settled our differences, I'll call off the feud with Tongue. Bertram's hiding in an empty oil tank at the old gas station. I'll tell him to expect a visitor, and I'll ask him to be extra nice.
Well, goodbye, you pair of lunatics. Thanks, goodbye.
Please give Santa Monica's regards to the prince, and keep your tongue tied about what happened tonight, or we'll have to kill you.
Lovely. Well, you know, I have to admit I kind of, even on my first playthrough, kind of saw that coming, but it's a nice characterization of a Malkavian. It's, I feel like one of the hardest clans in the game to do right. second only to maybe the gangrel, because gangrel tend to end up sort of cutie animal people with in most pen and paper, sorry about that, pen and paper campaigns, which is really not what they are. But Malkavian, a derangement that doesn't completely cripple the character, but is also convincing and not a caricature, it's really, really hard. And those two aren't too bad. The feud has been called off. Tongue is hiding in an old oil tank not far from the asylum. You must meet with him and get him to show you a way into the warehouse so that the explosives can be set. I think that's over there, isn't it? I think this is already the opening that we're seeing right there. And yeah, it's at least, you know, we've advanced to a point where we may be finally able to do what the prince sent us here to do. And we may be able to actually get to the more interesting parts of the city, because I feel like Ben is probably somewhat tired of this place at the moment. Now, who are you? And can we actually? I think we can. Yes. Oh, lovely place you've got here, Bertram. Howdy.
The one and only. But don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
You do?
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting.
I'm not sure that really was a courtroom spat as much as LaCroix setting up Nines to have an outburst and then proving him wrong publicly, but hey. You know, that's just what princes do. And I'm also pretty certain it's LaCroix, but hey. And that's great, so you know I need to get to that warehouse.
I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on.
Just humans?
As far as I can tell. The humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers.
They know they're working for vampires? I guess this is the part where he informs us that the Sabbat don't really give a damn about the Masquerade.
Yeah. The Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the Masquerade.
Pretty much. So you can get me there?
Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
Let me get a few things together first.
Alright, I guess. Come back when you're ready to go. But don't be too long, fledgling. This isn't really something we planned around your schedule.
Yeah, fuck you too. Right. What do you have here? Nice state-of-the-art machine. Playing all the latest video games like StarCraft and Morrowind, I guess. I don't know. When's this set? 2004? Okay, maybe Morrowind then. Right, so what we have left here? We have... This is downtown. This is something we can't really resolve yet, I think. This is our main quest and this is our neighbor, so I guess we'll head on back to the apartment building and check Madame Murietta's apartment. It's over here, I think. It's always moving the most efficient way through this town has always somehow been a challenge for me, because I don't know, it doesn't seem to be a main street connected to where the asylum is somehow, because it's just a parking building, I think. Right. So, where is Miss Murietta and more importantly Mr. Durbin? Not Mr. Drebin, I hope. Okay. What does it actually say on our Nickelback? No, I don't know. So, wait, anything here? No, no item, okay. Did we actually... Oh, that was Rolf, okay. No, not really. I probably should have checked which apartment number it is, but it's 507, okay. It's right across from us. Maybe we can do this? We can. Okay, very nice. Excuse me, anyone home? I accidentally stumbled into your door with my lockpicks and... Oh, forget about it, there's no one here. This is pretty Spartan, I feel.
Hey, Mayor, it's Mike. Look, I gotta hit downtown for a few days, maybe longer. If Reno calls, tell him to meet me down there. We got something to discuss, apparently. I'll be at Milton's place in the Skyline Lofts 2A. Sorry, baby. I'll explain everything later.
I bet you do. So we have fulfilled our mission because we only were supposed to find out where the guy was and not actually bring him in, which means we can top this episode off by bouncing over to our male model in the bail bonds building. But yeah, I've been sort of, like I said, ruminating about the lore videos, and I feel like the occasion to just organically talk about some of the stuff that's going on will generally just present itself during dialogue and just throughout quests, like now with Malkavian, even though there isn't really much to tell. It's just like they all have a derangement. The Malkavian anti-tribu in the Sabbat, they started with 2 and it's progressively getting worse. They do not necessarily embrace quote unquote insane people by default. Like, it seems that Therese / Jeanette was already somewhat initially damaged mentally before she became a Malkavian, but of course this just augmented it, and sometimes they embrace people sort of like the Nosferatu out of spite. Like, if they see someone who's got it really together and who's like on top of things, they just throw in a bit of mental handicap and watch from the shadows and laugh while they sort of spiral out of control. That's something Malkavians do. They have a very, very strange definition of what constitutes a prank. Like, they are great pranksters, but their pranks often turn very, very vicious.
Hey there, Slick.
Hey, I've got some info about Muddy.
So what'd you find out about Muddy?
He fled someplace downtown.
Alright then. I'll have to call in some bounty hunters to help me find Muddy and a couple of other jumpers. Thanks for all your help.
You can thank me in American dollars.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. Here you are.
Thanks.
See you around then. If you ever find yourself or a loved one locked up, please call.
I will later. If I find myself locked up, I will probably crumble to ash, but be that as it may. I think I'm gonna break it off here because the next part is gonna be the warehouse, and that's probably gonna consume quite a bit of time. We might also stock up on some more blood initially before we head in there. In any case, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.